Doctors call this fighter the most unusual human being they've ever seen. His body defies science and no one can explain it.
Everybody that fought him said hitting him is like hitting metal.
When I was punching and kicking him, he felt like metal, like a dude made out of concrete. It was ridiculous.
Yoel Romero is a UFC fighter sitting at the top of his game. Rumor has it that he's been medically confirmed as a superhuman, but the real proof came when the UFC took him to a doctor after he fractured his orbital bone.
And they brought him to a doctor. He had a fractured orbital, and the doctor calls the UFC and goes, "Where did you get this guy?" Yeah, he's amazing, right? He goes, no, you don't understand. I've never seen a human being like this. The tendons in his eye are 3 times larger than normal, and his orbital fracture has already started healing.
But to understand how Romero became this superhuman, we need to talk about his mysterious past. And here's where the story gets really crazy.
He was a part of the Cuban program. No one really knows what they did with him when he was young. No one knows how old he is. He was born in Cuba. He might be 100 years old.
This guy's whole life is basically a mystery. Some people say that his body even refuses to age at the same rate as normal people. What we do know, however, is that he became an Olympic silver medalist in wrestling for Cuba in 2000. He also won world championships and dominated international wrestling for years. But here's where things start getting tricky. In 2007, he defected to Germany during a tournament and never went back to Cuba. That's when the world saw what Cuba created. At 40 plus years old, Romero's body is getting better with age instead of worse. And apparently, the amount of special workouts he does in order to maintain his physique is 0. Everything we're now seeing is the result of just regular MMA training. But to be fair, at 43, he's got moves that even 20-year-olds have a hard time keeping up with. But who knows? Maybe he's actually made out of metal. Watch how opponents kick his knees with full force, and he doesn't even flinch. He takes devastating shots to the head and body, but he never looks hurt himself. This all helped Yoel reach legendary status. But you're not really a legend until you've got some wild conspiracy theories floating around about you. People think he's some kind of secret government experiment designed to create the perfect superhuman fighter.
I had him on the podcast and Joey Diaz translated. It was amazing. But he was talking about the Cuban program. He goes, "They turn you into a machine. They turn you into a machine."
But whether it's genetics, government experiments, or something else, one thing is clear. Yoel Romero is literally a different breed. His body defies science, his age is a mystery, and his origins are shrouded in secrecy. So the question everyone's asking is, what did Cuba do to create this superhuman? And are there more like him out there?